Hello, everybody. So Eli Lilly's call has just ended, so we wanted to hop on and do a little bit of news. So this isn't our chatty traditional one, so it's just me today. Maybe Lorraine and JoJo will pop in, but who knows? So here we go. Eli Lilly's Q3 earnings miss highlights growing pains as Zepbound supply issues and GLP-1 shortages leave you and I, the patients, and the profits struggling to keep pace with soaring demand. Crazy, I know. So, welcome back to the Downsized. I'm Christopher Durham, and as always, Lorraine and I are excited to have you on this GLP-1 adventure with us. Staying on top of what Eli Lilly is doing, these pharmaceutical developments, is essential because these companies shape our options, impact availability, and sometimes, or all the time, impact our wallets. I always like to start with the caveat, I'm not a doctor, and I keep adding more and more to these. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a pharmacist. I'm also not a financial advisor, nor do we hold any Eli Lilly stock, so we don't have any financial play in this whatsoever. I'm just a husband, a dad, just a patient, just a fat guy trying to not be a fat guy. And I'm just someone who's navigating this path alongside you. If you're new here, please hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date. Looks like we got lots of people joining us, so I love that. Absolutely. Well, let's get going. So today we're breaking down what Eli Lilly just ended up. So it was a disappointing Q3 earnings calls. They did, of course, mention the new vial releases, not really new anymore. Big developments this quarter, the latest SURMOUNT trial insights, and what's new in their GLP-1 product pipeline. So let's get started. So here we are, Eli Lilly and Company Q3 2024 earnings call. Let's see who's with us. All kinds of fun people on there. Hello, everybody. Jonna, Jazzy, Barb, Matt. All kinds of fun people. I love it. And then we are going. Let's give it a second, and I'll let a few more people get on here. Hope you're all having a good day. As I play with the technology here a little bit. Hello, everybody. All right, we're going to get going in just one moment. As always, there's more technology than I ever want, but it is what it is. So let me get one more space and see what we're doing here. Make sure everybody hear me? And it looks like we're good. I like that a lot. All right, 56 people on here. So let's get going. So as I said, Q3 2024 earnings call just ended from Eli Lilly. We want to talk about it, let you know what's going on, let you know how it impacts everything that we're doing here. Looks like we got Steffi from Germany as well. So the big numbers, let's talk about it. Here we go. Big number. Eli Lilly misses their expectations by 800 million. Crazy, I know. So they reported 11.44 billion in revenue instead of the projected 12.11 billion. So that's a 20% increase over last year, but the analysts were still expecting a lot more money, and with all the sales in the pipeline, I would think so as well. But we all know the problems, don't we? The earnings per share, the EPS of $1.07 also fell short of Wall Street's expectation of $1.47. So they were down about 30 cents per share. The disappointing results sent Eli Lilly stock tumbling 10% in pre-market trading, while their competitor Novo Nordisk saw a 3% decline as well. CEO David Ricks addressed the shortfall, stating, David was on there the whole time, while the growth of Mounjaro and Zepbound is impressive, wholesaler inventory decreases negatively impacted our U.S. sales by mid-single digits. Lilly also cut its full-year profit forecast to $13.02 from $13.52 per share, down from earlier guidance of $16.10 to $16.60. So down about 50 cents there, citing challenges from a $2.8 billion acquisition charge related to Morphic Holding, a bowel disease drug maker. So they saw challenges here. Let's see here. And of course, there were big events this quarter that we all know about. They released the vials, and they announced their the Eli Lilly Medicine Foundry. So Let's see here. Of course, I think a few of you have been taking the vials. Eli Lilly made significant moves this quarter, particularly with the recent release of new vials from Zepbound. And they introduced single dose 2.5 milligram and 5 milligram vials for Zepbound, now available exclusively through Lilly Direct. And they talked about this pretty extensively. This rollout aims to streamline patient access and reduce the overall costs for those relying on the medication. And of course, they're trying to bypass that PBM fee. However, these efforts are still being hampered by inventory challenges across the supply chain, as we all know about. It's not really a big surprise there. If any of you would like to read their press releases or go back and listen to the entire hour-long call, I've left links to it in the description of the video. Please wait till after we're done here, and you can go do that. All right. And then they also announced another major milestone. We talked about it in the news not long ago. This quarter was the announcement of the Eli Lilly Medicine Foundry in Indiana. This $4.5 billion facility is designed to merge drug development and manufacturing under one roof, allowing Lilly to speed up the production of clinical trial medications and new treatments. Ricks noted the foundry's importance. We are setting a new standard by combining drug development and production in one location, ensuring faster delivery to patients worldwide. And of course, they talked about some of the inventory struggles. So let's look at Mounjaro and Zepbound. Mounjaro's blockbuster type 2 diabetes weight loss treatment. So Mounjaro generated $3.11 billion in Q3, more than double last year's revenue. However, this still fell short of analysts' expectations of $3.77 billion. Similarly, Zepbound, the weight loss specific version of Tirzepatide, which I've taken, brought in $1.26 billion in U.S. sales, but missed the projected $1.76 billion. Ricks explained the delay in promoting Zepbound. So although there have been some Zepbound promotion, now there's mostly been Eli Lilly promotion. I think I've posted pictures from the airport, and we've seen commercials, kind of these warm, fuzzy things. Really, Zepbound promotion hasn't been out there. He says we chose to delay advertising for Zepbound to avoid frustrating customers who couldn't get their prescriptions filled. Seems like a good choice to just kind of piss everybody off. Although the FDA initially removed Tirzepatide from its shortage list after a lawsuit was filed by the Outsourcing Facilities Association, the OFA, against the FDA, the agency announced it is reevaluating the shortage and will not pursue action against compounding pharmacies or telehealth providers during its evaluation. So again, their shortages continue to be an issue for them. If you currently have a prescription for Zepbound or Mounjaro and cannot get it filled, please report the issue to the FDA. There is a link in the description as well. So patients continue to experience inventory issues, and they know this at some pharmacies, making it hard to fill prescriptions reliably, frustrating both patients and providers alike. So again, if you're having issues, please go out there and tell everybody. We'll talk about everything that's going on. The broader health impact really changed things a lot, though. So they talked, and we've reported on this extensively as they made the announcements about sleep apnea and heart failure approvals. So Lilly isn't just focused on weight loss. They want to get this coverage for everybody. They want to sell to the world. As we know, obesity often brings along serious health challenges like sleep apnea and heart issues. And now the company is taking steps to address these issues directly. Lilly has announced that it expects U.S. regulatory action this year on Tirzepatide to treat obstructive sleep apnea in adults with obesity, which would certainly open it up for a lot of insurance policies, maybe even Medicare, Medicaid. Additionally, the company plans to submit for heart failure approvals before the end of the year. These expanded indications could open Tirzepatide to being accepted by more insurance policies. So pretty exciting stuff. They also discussed the expansion of the QuickPen device. So if you haven't seen the QuickPen, a lot of you have similar. This is actually the one they're doing in the UK. Let me get it on the screen there. Thanks to one of our viewers for watching. Here's the US. Here's the one QuickPen. So QuickPen has a little dosing device, and many of you have seen these for other drugs that turns and you can adjust the dosage. So they announced that they would be expanding the availability of the QuickPen auto-injector designed to streamline the administration of GLP-1 medications. Like Tirzepatide, the device has already been launched in markets, including the United Kingdom, Germany, and Spain, with plans to expand into Canada, Australia, and regions across Asia and Latin America. This broad rollout, of course, raises the question, could this be an indicator that the quick pen will soon see wider availability in the US? So will they launch it here, which could theoretically help alleviate some of the supply problems? Hello, Pam Gomez. Hello, Dina. Hello, Barb. Everybody's out there. Like, nice to see you all. Got about 91 people. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do that. And then, of course, the SURMOUNT trials continue to showcase tirzepatide's remarkable potential in treating obesity and related conditions. And they talked about this pretty extensively. The highlights included SURMOUNT 1 trial over 176-week period. So a long time participants were on a 15 milligram of tirzepatide, achieved an average weight reduction of 22.9%. They're tooting their own horns. Of course, why wouldn't they? This trial also revealed that tirzepatide reduced the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 94% in adults with prediabetes and obesity. I think we all know that. They also discussed the SURMOUNT 5 trial. So Lilly is currently running this trial, which is head-to-head study comparing tirzepatide to semaglutide. So hey, it's the Coke Pepsi challenge, right? It's aimed to identify which drug provides better long-term weight management results. And these results could, of course, be exciting for them because, hey, they can say we're better, especially as there's a larger demand for effective weight management solutions. However, the inventory challenges with both Mounjaro and Zepbound continue to hold back patient access to these transformative treatments, as we all know. They also discussed what I think is potentially just super important for us, the SURMOUNT Maintain trials. And I've got people texting me while I'm talking. This is one of Lilly's most recent phase 3 studies focusing on the long-term impact of tirzepatide. So for everybody who said, well, gosh, what happens with us on maintenance is the research. They're doing it. It's pretty exciting. This is really exciting for many people struggling to figure out maintenance, and this will be valuable data. We don't have it yet, but it's coming. So in this study, Lilly is looking at 2 key elements. So number 1, tirzepatide 5 milligram dose versus participants' maximum tolerated dose. So if you had whatever you had titrated up to. These doses are being compared with a placebo group to determine how well patients maintain their weight loss. So they've got one group, or 3 groups. They've got one group on 5 milligram. They've got one group on the maximum tolerated dose. So for me, that would be 15 milligrams. Might be, I think for Lorraine, it would have been 12.5 milligrams. And then they've got one group on a placebo to see how they maintain their weight. Participants are individuals who have already completed early weight loss phases. This study is designed to answer a critical question for those of us battling the disease of obesity. Can tirzepatide help us not only lose weight, but also maintain that weight loss over time? And obviously, maintenance is something we get conversations about all the time, and it's something I think we're all experimenting on, so could potentially be really, really exciting. All right, so up next, they talked about capital allocation and building. So in addition to the Lilly Medicine Foundry, the company is investing $1.8 billion in facilities in Limerick and Kinsale, Ireland to support global production. These manufacturing expansions aim to increase capacity and meet growing demand for GLP-1 medications. Ricks shared the company's production outlook. So he said incretin drug production in the second half of 2024 will be 50% higher than last year. And we expect even greater capacities by 2025. So they're going to be way up. Despite these efforts, however, supply disruptions are likely to persist through the end of 2024 as the new facilities come online. So I don't know, FDA, are there shortages or not? Because all the murmurs in this call kind of sounded like there still were, even though they said there weren't. And of course, they talked about the pipeline, so the GLP-1 pipeline and new product development. Lilly's GLP-1 product pipeline continues to grow with several exciting developments. First, they talked about higher dose tirzepatide formulations are being evaluated to enhance weight loss outcomes. So obviously, tirzepatide caps out today in FDA-approved doses at 15 milligrams, but they're continuing to test higher doses to see if folks can continue to lose weight. There's a lot of people who particularly have more than 100, 200 pounds to lose that could really use those extra dosage if it continues to work. They also discussed, as I said, the SURMOUNT-5 trial, which aims to determine which drugs, tirzepatide or semaglutide, offer superior long-term benefits. They're also studying tirzepatide's potential to treat obstructive sleep apnea, and they've got that cleared, as well as heart failure, broadening the scope. These innovations reflect what Lilly says is their commitment to leading the GLP-1 space, and I have no doubt they want to win that space and steal market share. But resolving production and supply chain issues remains critical, as we all know. The call ended, as these analyst calls always do, with, and I think some of you guys are actually texting me here. Let's see what's saying. No, somebody wants me to vote. I've already voted. The call ended, as they always do, with Q&A. So there were financial analysts on the call featuring the Lilly executives, and they got to throw out a lot of questions. Now, typically financial analysts don't pull punches. They're not afraid to ask questions. And their questions are always focused on short-term financial gains. So they want to know, how much money are you making me today? What's my stock price going to be today? What's my stock price going to be next quarter, next year? They don't really, they don't talk about patients. They don't talk about customers, really. This is about profitability. So all their questions are driven that way. So the analysts posed questions about the connection between third quarter sales and the anticipated demand for tirzepatide. Dave Ricks, the CEO, explained that there has been a notable acceleration in demand, aided by improved supply capacity. So the more they have, the more they can sell. This is expected to translate into a significant increase in prescriptions moving forward. It's just supply and demand. It makes a lot of sense. Another key topic was the impact of the compounded tirzepatide crisis. So the analysts did, in fact, ask about it, and they wanted to know about the market dynamics. Now, for those of you who might have listened that said, oh, Eli, compounding's okay, that is not at all what Eli Lilly said. What Eli Lilly said was, we still don't like it. And Rick said he can't imagine a world where the long-term solution, and I'm paraphrasing, where the long-term solution is compounding. It's not FDA regulated medication. So they're in a space where they're going to continue to protect their patents, and they're going to continue to fight for their eliminating compounding. Honestly, they emphasize that while compounding isn't currently a major financial concern, they're selling every dose they have, so they're not actually losing any money. The associated safety risks that they talk about with unregulated products are significant. Now, we all know that the pharmacies are all state regulated, and that the reputable compounding pharmacies are all using ingredients from FDA regulated pieces. So for them to call them unregulated is a bit of a bait and shift and kind of wacky thing, but they keep trying to spin that story. This dialogue highlighted the company's stance in managing supply and demand while masking their profit motive in patient safety. So they keep talking about us, but it doesn't feel like they're actually caring about us. They continue to talk about compounding, though. So the executives addressed the compounding crisis, and they, even though the analysts called it a compounding crisis, I don't know if analysts had been listening to me or Dave or somebody else, but we definitely call it a crisis. And they said they didn't see it as a crisis. It wasn't an issue. I think they're kind of out of touch with what their patients are doing and the hundreds of thousands of people that are out there using this on a daily basis, because Eli Lilly has been able to supply the product, and they're unable to, or unwilling to sell it at a reasonable price, despite what the prices look like in other countries. They again reiterated their belief that compounded medications can present safety risks. While some patients might turn to compounded alternatives due to shortages, the executives stressed the need to focus on their highly profitable branded products. No surprise, right? They emphasized that the importance of collaboration with regulatory bodies, so the FDA, collaborating with the FDA, not sure how I feel about that, to expedite the approval of legitimate products, reducing the reliance on compounded medication. So, hey, FDA, Eli Lilly, help us get some stuff approved. Not a big thing. They also, one of the analysts asked about oral fill medications. So I can't ever say the word, but orforglipron, and one of you guys can correct me. There's one guy that will pretty consistently send me a note telling me I've mispronounced something. So sorry. But they talked about the potential for oral film medications was really a focal point in the discussion among the executives. And one of the analysts asked about it. Ricks had said, gosh, not even a year ago, that the only way the supply shortage was going to end was if they could launch the oral piece because it was so much easier, faster, cheaper to produce, and they would be able to keep up with supply and demand. So obviously, orforglipron is an oral GLP-1 receptor agonist that aims to provide a convenient alternative to injectable treatments. I mean, I don't know who wouldn't try it, if nothing else, for maintenance. If it didn't perform quite as well as the shots when you're in the early phases, it's designed to be a once daily tablet that could significantly improve accessibility and adherence for patients who may be hesitant to use injectables like tirzepatide or semaglutide. With promising results from phase 2 trials, Lilly is optimistic about its launch. Of course they are. If all goes well, it's targeting a potential launch within the next 2 years. The company is currently conducting phase 3 trials to confirm the efficacy and safety of the oral GLP-1 medication. If these trials are successful and regulatory approvals are obtained as expected, orforglipron could be available by late 2025 or early 2026. So I don't know who wouldn't take it. They also had a question about supply capacity and direct to customer. So I don't know. One of the analysts, I don't think quite understood what was going on with Lilly Direct and direct to customer, because he said he saw that as a workaround and a distressed business. And I'm paraphrasing there. You guys can go back and listen to that. But during the Q&A, the Lilly executives discussed the importance of supply capacity. Of course, if they don't have it, they can't sell it, in relation to product demand, particularly for high demand medications like tirzepatide. They outlined ongoing investments, so they talked through all of their spend, and they're spending a lot of money, aimed at enhancing production capabilities to meet anticipated growth. The executives also talked about the role of direct-to-consumer initiatives in increasing patient awareness and access, especially as supply stabilizes. While direct-to-consumer, so Lilly Direct efforts, can sometimes indicate underlying concerns about demand, which is what the analyst was asking about, the executives emphasize their necessity for driving patient engagement, particularly in markets where awareness of obesity treatments remain low. And what the analysts completely missed, and it's the question that I would have asked, is, hey, are you more profitable because of direct to consumer? Because obviously we know if you're buying it through Lilly Direct, you're paying cash and you're bypassing the PPM, so that if their number is similar to what the Novo Nordisk CEO said, that 74%, that's a lot. So theoretically, and we haven't seen the numbers, Lilly should be making more money off of that Lilly direct-to-consumer product. Why wouldn't you want to sell it like that? Maybe next time the analyst can ask that question. So as you know, Lorraine and I have faced these same supply issues firsthand. Compounded tirzepatide has been a reliable alternative for us, and I've seen identical results compared to Mounjaro and Zepbound. But not everyone has access to compounded medications, and not everyone has access to the branded or can afford them. And it can be frustrating. So when your medication isn't available, it's more than an inconvenience. It can derail your progress. And that's why staying proactive, exploring alternatives, and working closely with healthcare providers is essential until these production issues are resolved. The biggest thing I can tell you is, number one, they didn't talk about releasing any more vials at all. Nothing came up about it. No analyst asked about it. They didn't talk about, really, they stood their ground and they're going to go after compounding. They didn't say, oh yeah, that's fine, no big deal. So let's see here. I mean, that is pretty much our recap on the call. So let's see who we have here. Do we have any questions out there? Anybody got questions? Hello, Jana. Yes, you're here. Thank you, Jana. Nice to see you. Barb, health at any cost. She's here too. Got 142 people. Who wants to know about Eli Lilly's call? Jazzy says, good morning. I'm here too. Absolutely. Matt says, hello. Rudy says, good morning, watching from work. Hello, Rudy. Karen Crandall. All right. Patty from Southern, Matt. Anyone else seeing shortage again with Zepbound, 50 milligram Chicago out everywhere. So Matt, as I mentioned here, I mean, they talked about their sales being down because of shortages pretty extensively. If you want to go to the description box underneath the video, there's a link. You can go report your shortages to the FDA and make sure they know about it. If they don't know about it, they can't use the data. Hello, Steffi from Germany, listening from Germany, interested in getting to know what's going on Compounded and Lilly, keeping my fingers crossed for you. Right now, based off of what Lilly said, I mean, they're all very polite, and Rick is a great speaker. There's really no issue there. I mean, they do a good job. They sound like they know what they're talking about, but they're not going to back down on Compounded. They want to protect their patent and protect their market share. Oh, hello, Dina and Pam. Let's see who else we have here. Julie says, so they have supply, but we still can't consistently find it. Would prefer some truth on the matter. Absolutely, Julie, we are with you. And they have somehow convinced the FDA that them having a supply, and if you go look at the FDA shortage list, there's this long caveat next to the shortage that says, but you still may not be able to find it based off of distributors and cold chain and individual drugstore supply. So they're kind of passing the buck. What we would call the FDA to task for is that the FDA shortage list should be a customer focused list. So if the average American cannot walk into a drugstore and find their medication, or at least a couple of drugstores, then it's in shortage. It doesn't matter what Eli Lilly says. And furthermore, to use more than just Lilly's data and information. So there's a couple of drugstore associations that also track this. They could take the consumer data. There's a lot of other ways to skin this cat. So they should absolutely be doing it. John, thank you. And Lorraine, absolutely. Lorraine went to the gym this morning. So AP Swick T says, good morning in Los Angeles. Hey, Nina says out there, hey, anyone talking about the semaglutide is off the shortage list? Oh, I'll have to go check that, Nina. I haven't seen that, but I'll go look. I'm curious though, Nini. Let's look. While we're sitting here, what else you got to do? FDA shortage list. Let's go look at semaglutide. We're looking at semaglutide. Nini says it's off the shortage list. I have to spell it correctly. Semaglutide. Let's see if I can find it here. Now that's weird, Nini. Let's try it. Jazzy, I'm looking at it right now, so let me see what I can find. Doesn't even have it as resolved on the list. That's bizarre, folks. We are doing this in real time, so if anybody knows more, we are happy to find out more. Here we go. No, it says it's currently in shortage. Let me show you here. So let me... So let's see here. There we go. Yeah. So according to the FDA shortage list, as of right now, it is still in shortage. So I'm not sure what you guys are saying. Lorraine is actually watching. Yeah, no, it's still in shortage, folks. I'm not sure what is happening there. I don't see that at all. So yeah, according to the FDA shortage list right now, semaglutide is still in shortage. So that is not a thing. Maybe it will come off. I don't know. And it's semaglutide Wegovy. It's not off the shortage list. Let's see here. Steffi says, looking forward to the maintenance study results. As for the compounded, yeah, I think that's going to be really excited. Then Lilly should charge less in the U.S. for sure. The situation is so unfair compared to Europe. Quick blends plus lower costs. Yeah, I don't know why they haven't done quick blends here. I would assume it's just a different manufacturing facility. Let's see here. Yeah, Nini, I just showed the semaglutide is still on which is Ozempic and Wegovy is still on the list. Laura says, sounds like I will stock up on compounded for a few extra months. Yeah, I would do. I mean, there's no telling what's going to happen. The only thing I can guarantee you there is a lot of lawyers will make a lot of money. And Eli Lilly will continue to spend money on that, even though they could have just invest some in price and we might all be happier. Dina says, I'm assuming they won't lower the prices, being they're looking to make available for other conditions. I don't see the prices being lowered until they can make more. I think they're using the price to keep the capacity, the supply down. So, but it'll come at some point. Here comes Lorraine. Thought you were watching.
I was watching.
There's Lorraine. Oh, hold on.
Just reminding people that we're going to be live again later.
Yeah, we are going to be live again later. I'm not sure why it's doing that.
Look how skinny I look.
Choppy thing. Yeah, you do look skinny, girl.
I just washed these jeans. You know how when you wash jeans and then they're too small? I just washed these and they're not too small.
Oh, I know.
Yay. What that's anyway. Yeah, the maintenance thing sounds good. So it'd be good to have some studies about maintenance because right now everybody's just winging it, just trying to figure out, do I do every 5 days? Do I do every 10 days? Do I lower my dose? Do I take once a month? Like, I don't know. I've been off now I'm getting ready for a colonoscopy on Monday. So I have not taken my shot now in like 8 days. No, like 10 days. I've been feeling a little snacky. I almost stopped by Starbucks on the way home from the gym, but I didn't.
Yeah, Starbucks is the only one. I would have stopped by Chick-fil-A. So.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, Pamela Gomez, who we have an interview with Pamela coming out tomorrow. So watch for that on the Downsized Dish. Says, thanks for keeping us up to date. I missed the beginning, so I'll pick up in the Central later. And I've been lucky in Central California. I've been able to get Mounjaro. She titrated up from 10 to down, I guess, from 10 to 7.5. Mm-hmm. Barb at Health at Any Cost, just talking to Will Carter. That same thing happens. Tirzepatide, the company says it's out of shortage, but the FDA takes time to put it in their own words. Will be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, I just looked at the FDA website. Semaglutide is still on the site, but we watch it every day. I look at it.
Our Walgreens seems to be able to get.
Well, somebody asked if semaglutide had come off the list, which
I saw.
I wish it's on the list. Natalie says she'd love to see some studies on maintenance rate plus month. I'm doing Wegovy 1.0 every 10 days. Now, Wegovy would be on the semaglutide side, so that would have to come from Novo Nordisk. Obviously, Lilly's only going to test their stuff, but they are doing the competitive test between Ozempic or Wegovy and Zepbound.
Mm-hmm.
Dina says you look amazing.
Oh, thanks, girl. Hey, girl. Hey. I did my bar class this morning.
So Ann says, how are you stocking up on compounds? My pharmacy said is a 45-day shelf life. So the shelf life, the bud date question is just something you have to look at your pharmacy. There are bud dates out there all over the place. I've seen them for 1 year. Theoretically, Hallandale has them for 1 year. We also are lucky enough that I have a branded prescription, and the Zepbound pens, I think they're like 2 years out or some crazy thing.
Yeah,
it's a long thing.
The pens have a far out.
So I'm stocking up on the
not.
Zepbound pens right now while I take the compounded. So those I can continue to get months.
Yeah, and Christopher and I pull our doses out of the same vial, so we go through it faster.
Pretty quickly.
And do we use it past the bud date? I have.
We do not
I'm
recommend
not a doctor.
it because we're not doctors.
I don't remember. I mean, I have. Did anything happen? No, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what use at your own risk. Your mileage may vary.
Yeah. So let's see here. Jasmine Moore says, who came up with the name maintenance? Always a good question. I don't know, Jasmine. Excellent question. Let's see who we have on. We have 118 people and 46 likes. So if you could like and subscribe.
I clicked like from my other account. I hope I don't get in trouble for that.
No, you can do that. You can absolutely do that. So what I would say is we actually have our regular live that will be tonight at 7 Eastern Standard Time, or I guess it's still Eastern Standard Time. It's normally on Thursdays, but because of Halloween, we're going to do it tonight.
Yeah.
So come and have a chat with us and see how that goes.
If you've successfully avoided Halloween candy, click like.
And this one bought it, so we have it.
If you have not successfully avoided Halloween candy, click like and subscribe.
Yeah, and subscribe. Just click like, either way.
I've got Halloween candy I do like. I've got Halloween candy I don't like. I've also got little water bottles because the children get thirsty. The little children do get thirsty, and they appreciate the little water bottles.
They do. Patty says, shortage just now for Eli Lilly Direct, which is kind of crazy, right? Please do report it. All right. So I've left links to both the press release and to the video, and you can go back and watch the call if you'd like to. Absolutely. They're in the description. Make sure you do that. Pam has a question. Any thoughts on the supplements coming out like Super Gut? So there's a bunch coming out. We'll do a story in the news this week on one of the smoothie places has a GLP-1 smoothie.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Is that Smoothie King?
It is Smoothie King. We'll do a story on it.
Let's go get a smoothie.
So what I think right now is there are a lot of people trying to cash in on GLP-1 users.
Yeah.
Some of those things may or may not work. I would be very, very cautious. Some of the stuff is very expensive.
I lost 50 pounds without any supplements except for a multivitamin, a vitamin D calcium pill, and sometimes a biotin, sometimes a fish oil.
So, I mean, if you can stand in your drugstore or your Walmart and find a similar product for a third, a half, a quarter the cost, which most of these things you can, and you think you need it, and you've talked to your doctor and you've had your blood work and you need that, then absolutely use the cheaper one.
It's a lot of things. Yeah.
Don't assume just because they're launching something they know anything about it. There's a lot of people out there trying to take advantage of us right now, and I would just be very, very careful. None of the research has them using any of this stuff in there, and people are losing 22% of their weight. So take a multivitamin. Jonna says no candy.
Yeah. Oh, thanks,
crazy.
Pam. Thanks, Pam. Mounjaro with Pam.
Yep, and she will be on tomorrow. We have an interview with her on the Downsized Dish.
Yeah. You guys on days earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, so
there's been weeks where we didn't lose.
This adventure, as I call it, people who think they're going to lose weight every day, every week, are going to be seriously disappointed. Some days you will be up, some days you will be down, some days you will be flat. Early on, I lost a lot 1 week, and then I didn't lose any for 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
54
yeah.
weeks in, if you take the average, you are going to lose,
1 to 2
by
pounds
most
a week.
people, 1 to 2 pounds a week.
I lost 1.58 pounds a week over 27 weeks. I didn't lose every week. Some weeks I lost 3. Some weeks I lost 1. Some weeks I was up a half a pound, but it was consistently down.
And Lorraine actually has a video where she walks through every week
In case
of her weight loss.
wanna
If you
know.
really want to know, I have never done that because I didn't track it the same way she did.
I've tracked.
I have it in my
week.
in my
No,
in my scale.
our constant watchers, listeners, subscribers will know that I made a spreadsheet and I log things every week. So I find that's helpful. If you want a copy of my spreadsheet, go to thedownsized.org and look under resources.
It's free. So
it's free. It's a Google sheet, and you can copy it to your own computer and play around with it to get it how you want to see things.
All right, 118 people and 55 likes. Get out there and do some likes. Mary Beth Clark says, seems every day a new telehealth company is popping up. I get emails every day, people wanting us to endorse them, people wanting us to do things. I'm not saying we'll never have a paid sponsor, but they better be darn good.
Well, in my telehealth provider seems to be taking a longer time to fill.
I think just the capacity
to fill the reorders, and people have reached out to me with that same frustration. And I would just say, follow up with them every day, email them every day, call them, text them. Just squeaky wheels going to get the grease. They're being inundated with people with reorders. So just.
And I would tell you, be careful of the new telehealth providers.
Yeah.
Not to say there's anything wrong with any of them. I don't know any of them specifically, but I get ads in my Facebook every day for people selling telehealth software.
That's weird.
Right. Because if you think about what a telehealth provider in a lot of these cases is, they're a dating app. So their goal is to get you to come sign up and say, hi, I'm a person who needs a GLP-1. I need to lose weight.
And we're going to match you up.
And we're going to match you with a doctor who will write the prescription. They're a dating app. So they are just that middleman that takes your money and a percentage and then connects you with a compounding pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what we basically know now is there's only 5 or 6 compounding pharmacies in the country that most people are getting their medicines from.
Hallandale,
Red Rock, Akita, Emerge. There's only so many out there.
Hey, Mindy.
So you don't want a fly-by-night guy who just built the software off Facebook, because I could do it today and probably have one.
But we're not going to.
No, we're not going to do that. That would be silly.
But I use Mochi Health. You can use my discount code and save $40 off if you want to join. It's in the description?
It is in the description, absolutely.
But they are taking a longer time. So give yourself, at least 2 weeks. If you're a Mochi person, give yourself at least 2 weeks to get that reorder in. It's just taking a little bit longer right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Mindy says hello. Mindy, thanks for being a member. Hello. Adina Andajar reported shortages for Zepbound 7.5 cannot titrate up because no one has it.
I did
I've been told Walmart is pretty good about it, and Costco.
Walmart.
You don't even have to have a Costco membership to use our Costco pharmacy. So try that. I think that was Allie's recommendation.
These different pharmacies are on different distributor networks. So where we live in Huntersville, North Carolina, CVS and Walgreens get their medications from 2 different distributors. So sometimes one has it and the other doesn't. I picked up a 12.5 today for someone that I cannot name, but I was able to get it today.
Oh, Lorraine, your shoulders look amazing. So important to lift weights. She doesn't lift weights really, but
you know what's weird is these bones. I've never seen these bones before. Like my shoulders always like sloped downward before, and now my purse doesn't fall off my shoulder anymore. I always thought my shoulders were just sloped. No, they were just fat.
It goes with my fat fingers. My wedding ring I had to stop wearing for so long, and now it almost falls off.
I hugged one of my children the other day, and they said, "Mommy, you're so bony right there. It's weird." I said, "Yeah, it is weird. It's weird."
All right, we're going to get out of here, though. Pamela Gomez says we give out full-size candy bars. That was her husband's goal.
I'm going to your house.
With your husband, because this one every other year or so decides I'm going to give out glue pencils or toothbrushes, and I'm like, the kids are going to egg our houses.
Yeah, we get a lot of little kids.
Yeah.
I did lose 45 pounds just because.
So stay tuned. Her story
Yeah.
will come out. You'll see
Have
that
an interview with
tomorrow.
Pam coming out tomorrow.
With her tomorrow.
You can hear her whole.
If you haven't
whole story.
already, please do like and subscribe. It does help the YouTube gods recommend it out there for us.
And if you want to just watch us some more because you're doing whatever, we're going to do another live
Tonight?
for our business.
Oh, don't do that.
We're doing that today?
Yeah, we are.
You don't want them to watch that?
You can, but it's a whole different thing.
It's velocityinstitute.org. Is it on? And it's on YouTube,
It's
right?
on YouTube. Yeah.
We stream it to YouTube live. I don't think anybody watches it. So if you want to pop over there and see what's going on in the world of private brand, check it out.
There's all kinds of fun stuff there.
We're going to be, I hope the camera doesn't overheat.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
We need to end here.
Yeah, we do need to end. All right. So that is us for our live broadcast on the Eli Lilly quarterly earnings call. Their numbers were disappointing and they still can't make supply, but they don't want you to compound is the long and the short of it. So I'm Christopher Durham.
I'm Lorraine Durham.
And we are the Downsized. See you this evening at 7.